what's up everyone, and good morning. Welcome to today's Webflow jam session. So today we don't have much to review from yesterday. So if we look at the site from yesterday, we added the slide here on the left and everything's looking pretty good. I'll go ahead and preview. And yeah, so when we hover over these panels, this slide changes here in the lower left. And yeah, everything's looking good. So throughout today's jam session, I might do a little bit of touch up, maybe like to this H4. But yeah, everything's looking pretty good. I'll add a cursor pointer here so that the users know that these buttons are clickable. So when they go through, they can click through the slides. And yeah, looks good. So let's go into the Figma file today. So today I'll be adding e-commerce. So I'll be adding the shopping cart here that triggers the cart for e-commerce. I'll also be adding a menu that comes in from the right to the left with social media icons. So when we click on this menu button, a panel will come in from the right to the left. And this panel can be used for other things other than social media, but it'll just be a nice kind of panel with more content that the user can click on. Yeah, I was going to get into the responsive design today for tablet, but yeah, I'll just be working on e-commerce and adding this menu that comes in from the right to the left. All right, looks good. So that's what we'll be working on today. Let me go ahead and get started with the 5 minutes. So I'll go ahead and click start. And awesome. So I'll go into Webflow. The first thing we're going to do is add e-commerce. So yeah, I'll go into e-commerce here. And yeah, let's do this. Let's add e-commerce. And awesome. So I'm not going to go through the whole setup here. I might go through this in another jam session. But for now, we have e-commerce added, and now I have access to the cart, add to cart, web payments, and PayPal. So here in the right nav bar, I'll go ahead and add I'll add a div block. So add a div block there, perfect. And let's see, let's call this cart or right nav bar. I'll just call it cart wrapper for now, cart wrapper. All right, and then for the right nav bar, let me change the layout here to space between. Actually, no, I want to take this cart wrapper, change it to a position of absolute, and place it on the right. All right, cool. And then that looks good. And then for the cart wrapper, I'll go ahead and add a div or an image. Actually, no, never mind. Let me add, so cart wrapper, and I'll add a cart. Cool. All right, nice. So we have the cart there, and inside this cart button, so now if we preview and I click, we have the cart appearing. It is appearing behind this panel, which doesn't look great, so we'll fix that. So we have the cart, and inside the cart, I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to choose the image, and I'm going to choose this cart icon here. Perfect. So it's right there. So I can go ahead and click on this icon and hide it. Click on this cart text and hide it. And we're not going to show the number of items in the cart. We could, but for now I just want the cart symbol. And then for the background for the cart button, I'll go ahead and change it to transparent. Nice, looks good. So yeah, I'll preview, and when I click, the cart opens. So yeah, we'll work on the Z index, or like the cart appearing above other elements. So let's see, cart wrapper. Let me change the cart wrapper to, yeah, let's do 100 by 100 or 100 by 75. Yeah, I think that'll work there. And then we'll give it a flex setting of horizontal center, and cool. So let's see, this right nav bar, 75 pixels. All right, cool. Or we can do for the cart wrapper, we can just do something like that and remove the height. No, we want the height. All right, so I'll say 75 pixels and we'll center. Okay, cool. So there we have the cart. Now the next thing I'll do is add the menu button here. So I'll go ahead and add a div block in the cart wrapper, and let's see, we have the cart button, cart wrapper, add a div, or let's see, cart wrapper set to horizontal. Not sure why the cart button disappears. Oh no, okay, so we can see it there. All right, cool. So we have the div block, and inside this div block, let me go ahead and make it, 100 or 50 by 75. All right, cool. And in here, we're gonna add 3 lines. So I'm gonna give it a flex setting of center, center, and I'll hit Command K, add a div block. For this div block, I'll make it, do 7 pixels by 2. Or maybe longer than 7 pixels. Let's do 20. And for the background, we'll say black. And cool. So then I'll call this menu button line. Cool. All right, so I'll copy this line, and I'll hit Command C to copy and just paste multiple times. And then for this div block, I'll call it menu button wrapper, and I'll give it a display setting of vertical. Nice. Cool. And then for these menu buttons, I'll just give it some margin from the top and the bottom. So I'll hold down Alt and just add maybe like 2 pixels. So we have the menu button there. And then I'll just go ahead, because I noticed that here, if I zoom in, some of these menu buttons are shorter and some are longer. So let me go into Webflow. I'll grab the second menu button, give it a combo class of 2, and let's make it 17 pixels, or let's do 15. All right. And then for the menu button wrapper, I'm going to align to the right. Nice. And then for this one, let's do 15. Or let me give it a combo class of 3 so we can assign individual properties to it. And I'll say 16. Cool. And yeah, that looks good. So there we have the menu button. It's a little bit to the right, so let me make this div block. I'll just remove the width here. Yeah, nice. All right, cool. So we have those buttons. We have the cart, and let's work with the cart. I'm not exactly sure why it's behind the panel. So I'll click the cart button, open the cart, and here it's not showing behind the panel. So let me close this here. So we might troubleshoot that tomorrow. Let's go ahead and add the menu that comes in from the right. So within the body here, I'll go ahead and add a div block, and I'll call this, let's see, menu right. Okay, and then I'll set it to a position of absolute, and I think my 5 minutes are up, so I'll just go a few more minutes, and I'll place it to the right. We'll give it a width of, let's do 300 pixels. Nice. Yeah, looks pretty good. 300 pixels, and then for the background, I'll grab the background color from this slider right here, and let's go back in here, menu right, and for the background, we'll go ahead and paste that in there. Cool. And then we'll give it a Z index. So position, and actually I want it to be fixed. We'll give it a Z index of 199, so it comes to the front, and we want the buttons in the nav bar to be in the front as well. So let me go into the right nav bar. So this cart wrapper, we're gonna say 299 for the Z index, and they do come in front, but we can't see them. So yeah, because they're black. So this panel, maybe I'll change it to white for now. We'll work on that. So yeah, we'll leave it at white. I don't really like that it's white, but these icons are dark, so it kind of makes sense to have them white. But yeah, we might work on that. We might change the icon color here to white, because I'd rather this be a darker color. All right, cool. So we're gonna add a quick interaction. So when we click on this menu button wrapper, this panel will come in from the right to the left. So I'll go ahead and click on the menu button wrapper, go to interactions, and on mouse click or tap, I'll start an animation, click the plus, and I'll say menu right in, and then I'll click on the menu right, and I'll say move, and I'll move it on the x-axis 100%. I'll set it as the initial state, and then we'll have it move back in to 0%. And for the easing, we'll say ease out, and duration we'll say 0.2. All right, so let's see how that looks. So I click, it looks pretty good. I like it. Nice. And yeah, so now I can go into the second click, start an animation. I'll go ahead and duplicate the menu right in, select it here, and I'll say menu right out. I'll delete the initial state, and then for this timed action, I'll just move it back to 100%. All right, so first click, second click. Nice, so we have this nice little menu. We have the cart. All right, cool. So the cart here is now appearing in front of the panel, so that's good. Awesome, so it's looking good. Yeah, let's just adjust a few things. Okay, so let's add a cursor to these arrows. So I'll just select the slider arrows, and then for the cursor, we'll make it a pointer, and we'll make this a pointer, and then the same for this menu button wrapper. For the cursor, we'll make it a pointer. All right, cool. So we hover, it's a pointer. Awesome. And same with these buttons. So let me go ahead and publish. And I think that'll be it for today's jam session. All right. So let's see, I went a little bit over 5 minutes, but I think that might be okay. So it's publishing here. Nice. So yeah, let me go into the Figma file. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. And nice. So let's see, is it published? Nice. Cool. So perfect. So we hover, let me open the menu. We have this menu. So tomorrow I'll add some content in here. We have the cart, and perfect. The cart is not appearing above the panel, which is good. Yeah, and then we have the slide here. Awesome. So yeah, it's looking good. We have e-commerce added. We can add products to the cart if we had products to sell. So in this case, if we had the headphone page, we could add it to the cart and the user could check out. And here I might add just some social media icons there, but it's giving us more real estate. With the slide in from the right, we can give the user more information with this panel. Nice. So I think tomorrow, yeah, we'll add more information here. And then after that, we'll get into the responsive design. So I have some good ideas, or pretty cool ideas for the responsive design of this header. Yeah, so cool. That's it for today's jam session. So I'll quickly plug the templates here. Yeah, if you want to get started quickly with Webflow, I have a few templates in the shop where you can take a look and get started with a really nice template. So I do have a discount code in the description area below. It's WFY-YouTube. Where you can get 20% off any of the templates here. Awesome, cool. So that's it for today's Webflow jam session. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next jam session.